Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another episode of the Random Select Podcast. I am your host, Mario, and this is not your father's podcast, but it could be your mama's podcast. I am your new best friend, ladies and fellas. I am your new wingman. So, hey, let's get into it. Let's talk about everything that I want to talk about today. But before I do that, I'm gonna need you to press that like button. I'm gonna need you to subscribe. I'm gonna need you to do all that stuff, follow all the stuff that y'all know all these content creators, including myself, ask you guys to do. You know, all that stuff. I'm out there in them digital streets, baby. It is your man Mario. I'm on Facebook. I am on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm in all them places. So wherever you decide to get your social media content, baby, Mario and the Random Select Podcast is out there. I also want to tell you guys, support the AI music album that I dropped. It's called If It's About the Love. It's out there. If it's about the love, wherever you choose to get your music from. I know y'all people feel some type of way about AI music, but nevertheless, I'm still asking you to check it out anyway. So go ahead and do that. I truly appreciate it. So you can find me at randomselect@gmail.com. That's randomselect with 2 T's at gmail.com, just in case you want to drop me something or leave a comment up under one of these posts on one of the social media outlets, and I will definitely get back to you. Definitely make sure I address you in a timely manner if I can, depending on life and what's going on. But I try my best to get back to people as quickly and as immediately as I possibly can. All right. So now we got all that out the way, and you know that I am Mario. Let me see if I can get this off the screen. But if I get my name off the screen, I mean, y'all know I'm Mario. All right, so people. I really just want to address a few things. Well, I guess it's a few things inside of one particular thing. And I guess the one question that I want to ask today, as to all my people, especially my older people, and maybe some of the younger people that might be listening as they walking past by their mama and daddy listening. I would like to ask the question, people, where's the line? And you say, what line? The line of standard. Do y'all remember once upon a time we used to have a line of standard? Especially when you come, from where I come from the hood. And I know y'all hear me talk about the hood a lot, but let's just be honest. I know it's been overstated and overraised, but the hood made me who I am. The hood taught me basic core principles and values. And I know that sounds crazy. You came from the hood, but you learned basic core principles and values? Yes, I learned basic core principles and values. And when we was coming up, they had what we call rules to the game. You understand what I'm saying? They had rules to the game when we was coming up. And one of the basic chief rules of the game was you don't harm the women and the children. You don't harm the innocents. The people who ain't got nothing to do with, the dope dealing, who ain't got nothing to do with the fuckery and the chicanery and the scammery and the shenanigans. We learned to say, hey man, them people ain't got nothing to do with that, leave them alone. You know what I mean? There used to be a time where there were people in the hood that even the dope dealers and the gangsters and people doing the jack boys, the robbing boys, you know what I'm saying? The robbing crews, even they had people that they would respect in lines that they wouldn't cross. So that's the question I'm asking. What happened to the line, people? What happened to the line of standard? That was a thing that was unequivocally, no matter what you do not bother the children. Cause you know why I felt that as when we was growing up in the hood, we didn't bother the children, because once you get grown, you make whatever the choices you gonna make. You made whatever choices you have made. But we always felt there was hope for the children. We always felt that we could just somehow keep them away from this particular bullshit right here for as long as we possibly can. We give them a fighting chance. But now we don't do that. Now we got people making videos where they letting 5 to 6 year old elementary kids smoke blunts. You want to hit that blunt? You know what I'm saying? There used to be a time where you was like, hey man, y'all gonna get up out of here, grown folk, stay out of grown folk bed, and grown folk doing whatever. Remember the whole do as I say, not as I do type shit. Our parents used to do to us. But sidebar, that shit was always dumb. I could watch you go out here, drink and smoke and do all that, but you tell me not to do it. Because at the end of the day, your parents, as they say, which is really true, your parents are your first teachers. So if your parents are your first teachers and they kind of on rocky foundation or the footing is not stable, chances are that's the shit you're gonna learn. But even though that is true, we still had the type of people and the parents that would say, hey, get out this living room, grown folks in here. Stop staring at grown people's face. Stop looking at grown people's mouth. Stop jumping at grown people's conversation. We did attempt. They did attempt. You understand, to make sure that they kept us as innocent as they possibly could. Now, it was a lot of fallacy in that. It was a lot of failed attempts in that. But they at least tried, because there was a line. There was a line of standard. People. I'm asking y'all right now, where's the line, y'all? Where's the line? We just don't know where that line is at now. We honestly just don't know where the line is at anymore. So, and I got plenty of evidence. Listen, I got plenty of evidence that says that the line has become very blurred. The line is either way out of sight, either people's vision is getting bad, or people just don't give a fuck about the line. Where is the line of standard? All right, well, let's get into it. Let's explain the line. Okay. I saw a story, and which is kind of disturbing on several levels, because we can go through the whole back and forth about men and women. It's getting to the point where I'm even tired of talking about it, because I know a lot of people see this stuff and they say, Mario must really don't like women. And that's not the case at all. Y'all will see me make arguments for just as women ain't right, men ain't right. And I got on my next podcast going, I'm going to really get down and talk to the men, about the men, and I'm including myself in that, because I've been doing some real soul searching lately, and I'm looking at some trends and some tendencies and some things that I've done that I say, well, maybe I didn't handle that right. Maybe I didn't go about that the right way. And with the trend that's going on with the women, yeah, I deal with that. I talk about that, and sometimes I know I talk about it passionately and make it seem like that I'm totally against the women and all that, but that's not the case. I'm frustrated with interaction between men and women as a whole, not just from the woman standpoint, from some of the stuff I've done that I facilitated. So y'all just bear with me. Just know I'm not hating on the women. Just know that I just wish we could all get it together, right? But recently I saw a video where, you know how they had the gender reveal parties where they say it's going to be a boy or a girl, pink for girls and blue for boys or whatever the case may be. And this is what made me say, my God, have we fallen so low? Have the standards become so subpar that we got somebody that's doing a reveal party, but it's not a gender reveal party. It's not to put up the pink or the blue or to say, it's a girl, boy, twins or whatever. This woman, young lady, girl, because you got to be a girl. You're not, we can all agree here. What I'm about to say, no woman, real woman by anybody's standards or measure would do this. This young lady, this girl had a baby daddy reveal party. Where then she didn't come to say, hey, I'm revealing my gender or my children. She decided that she was going to have the type of reveal to let people know who her baby daddy is. So think about that. Think really, really, truly think about that. I need you to truly try to listen, comprehend this. She had a reveal party to let you guys know who her baby daddy is. Which begs the question, baby, how many people are you sleeping with that you have to have? Come on, people. What a line is that? Nobody in your inner circle or none of your friends say, baby girl, this makes you seem a certain way. And here's the problem with it. Maybe that person is a certain way. Maybe that person okay with it. And maybe the people around her understand that this is the way this woman is. And for her, she's sleeping with so many people, she gotta let people know who her baby daddy to end all and any speculation who it might be. So here is the top 5 answers on the board. We have Rod, we have Derek, we have Tony, we have Jamal, and we have, Lil Skeet. Now, Lil Skeet, don't nobody know what his real name is, but they call him Lil Skeet, but we have the top 5 answers on the board, So they go party, they go do everything, and all these dumb men are there, trying to, they in attendance. And they trying to figure out, after they party, they be like, drum roll, and the big reveal. And they trying to sit up there and figure out who just may be her baby daddy. Not knowing that all y'all done ran up in her raw. Because in order for y'all to be considered on that top 5, in order for y'all to be on this reveal, y'all have had to hit her raw. And y'all sitting there looking at her as if, who's going to be the baby daddy. Now, behind the scenes, don't none of us know have any of these men been contacted to say that, if she had something, chances of, that all y'all was on a group text to let all y'all know at the same time that, yes, I got chlamydia. So chances are y'all all might have chlamydia as well. I got this and I got that. Chances are y'all might have that as well. So y'all might need to go to the clinic. And then in the process of going to the clinic, I need to let all of y'all know right here. So that's full transparency, and said it with confidence. That's full transparency. One of you guys might be the child's father, but I won't tell you right now. You will have to find out at the big baby daddy reveal party. And everybody on the call went, shit, all right, shawty, you need me to bring anything? You know what up on the brain? Tell you what, hey, Rodney, you bring the liquor. Hey, Lil Skeet, what's your real name, man? Skeet, all you need to know, nigga, Skeet. All right, well, Lil Skeet, you know what I'm saying? You bring a rack of ribs and stuff, we gonna set this bitch off, you know what I mean? Shit, I hope this my baby, you know what I mean? Cause, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm the one who can take care of the rest, y'all can't do that. You know how they could put people against each other for dumb shit, and then you don't even realize. Do you understand what you arguing for? Do you understand if this is you got a baby with this lady? Do you understand what you're getting yourself into? Do you understand that you are dealing with someone that is not right? Now flip this around now, and I guess, and I don't want to look at it from the standpoint that the girl is not right, because it takes people to participate. Because now the only way she would truly be not right is she didn't tell people that she was messing around. But if they all was there and they all in attendance, then they must know that, you know what I'm saying, she was sliding with different people. And for these dudes take this shit so wonderful and take this shit so great, that means the standard line, the line of standard has went completely back the other way. And a lot of times we be saying we as black people need to get together. We as black people need to come together. People, as black people, until we establish what the line of standard is going to be, it's going to be hard to get with people. Listen to me, people. Until we establish what the line of standard is, it's going to be hard for us to come together as a community. Because until we establish that line, we're going to keep getting bullshit like this. Until we get the line of standard together, we're going to keep having people doing dumbass shit. And we got to understand one particular thing when it comes to trying to get the community together and get everybody all together. We got to come to the conclusion that some people got to be left behind. And that's the realest thing I've heard. And I heard that the comedian, I forgot his name. I think Shula King or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name, and I'm sure I can't remember right now because I actually like him, so I don't want to disrespect my man. But the truth of the matter is, he said it perfectly correct that some people you gotta leave behind. You know what I'm saying? Like they used to say back in the day, the revolution will not be televised. Well, I tell you what, some people shouldn't even be invited to the revolution because the line of standard they don't meet. And that's okay. You know what I mean? You know, not everybody make it to the major leagues. Not everybody make it to the NFL. Not everybody make it to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? There's a line of standard. We are getting to the point where we have got young dudes dating women, and then these young fools, for whatever reason, are killing the toddlers, killing the children. Well, I've seen so many people, so many young dudes in 2026 are being accused of killing babies, killing, toddlers, 2 and 3 year old, couple months old. The story that we heard about the guy who got mad at the whatever, took the baby, and then put the baby in front of the car and ran the baby over. You understand what I'm saying? What is going on to the point where the line of standard is no more? And we blaming everything on mental health. Some of these people ain't fucking crazy. Some of these people just lack self-control, lack discipline, because right now there are certain things that we are not impressing upon the fact that if you do this, these are the consequences. There will be no more, well, if I do, 5 of my 10 years, I'll get out for good behavior. No, you got to start letting people, certain things, it is 10 to the door, period. I don't care what you do. I don't care how you act in prison. I don't care if you was a model citizen. I don't care if you went in there and you started helping people get degrees. You became a pastor or whatever. Because you did this dumbness out here, you doing 10 to the door. They have did to the point, they always talking about black people and people unnecessarily sending black people to jail, which is absolutely true. But sometimes black people are unnecessarily getting themselves sent to jail because the line has either been pushed far back or the line is corroding. And I know a lot of y'all black people don't watch baseball, but let me tell you something. You know that when you're standing in the battle box, when the game first started, the battle box is clearly defined. And then as time go on, the lines start to disappear. You can't tell, what a battle box is, start and finish. That's what the line of standard for us as human beings and black people in our community, baby. The line is starting to disappear. Well, I ain't gonna say start. The line has disappeared because we're doing type of shit they normally be in movies and skits and shit we're starting to see in real life. What in the entire hell is going on, people? If we are to the point where we don't even care about the kids, okay, let's just say on the big picture, and I don't want to call out nobody, we know that we live in a country where they always talk about the kids. They always talk about, we know deep down inside they don't care about the kids because they don't really have no effective gun control. They don't never care about doing no gun control. It's about the money, but we love to say it's about the kids. And if you live long enough in this country and you live long enough as an adult, you know that this country don't give a fuck about the kids, period, point blank. We could debate it. Put it down in the comments. Let me know how you feel. We could debate it all you want, but I could give you fact after fact after fact, and I can name you school after school after school that tells you that deep down inside, they don't give a damn about our kids. It's nice to say. It's a great talking point. It's a great rallying cry, but at the end of the day, nothing ever gets done. Right? Then that's why I'm trying to tell you the line of standard, the standard line for our community as black people and as a whole for the country. The standard, the absolute bare minimum standard is decaying right before our eyes. We're getting to the point where we're starting to see people just brazenly calling people niggas and messing with black people for no apparent reason. Right? And it's getting to the point because they feel so empowered, and we know where that comes from. We know it comes straight from the top. They feel so empowered to do that they think that there's no consequences for it. And here's the problem with that: when we retaliate or we react to that, then we get in trouble. And by indirect or direct, they have affected our life because they put that bullshit into your life. Now you got to react to it. Now you potentially getting assault charges, or you potentially might even get fucked up because they baiting you, all because they feel like they can. They're putting things into your life that shouldn't be there. And we got to react. We got to deal with it. Look at the Nolan Wells case. You know what I'm saying? Look what's going on. Every so often we get things that come along to let us know that the line of standard has fucking eroded, has fucking disappeared. But we keep continuing to pretend as black people that it hasn't. We gotta stop this bullshit. We gotta look back and say, I don't give a damn what they're doing over there. But for us in our community, we gotta take some shit back. We gotta be accountable. We gotta get back to a point where there is pride. We gotta get back to a point where there's morality. We gotta get back to a point where there's basic ass human decency, where we gonna say, don't do that in front of them babies. Don't do that to her. Don't treat him that way. Don't act like that. That's a baby, that's a autistic kid. Hey, let's look out for our people that we know need a little extra help. That's a elderly lady. Let's look out for our people that has lived and paved the way for us. And then we get to the point where we feel they ain't about shit, let's rob them. We feel that they don't know nothing. They got a wealth of knowledge. You don't have to pick everything that they tell you, but there's something inside that experience, that life experience, that you can draw from. You don't have to take everything. You don't have to listen to everything, but their life mattered. They didn't come and live this far just to have your little young ass come through, rape, rob them, and kill them, all because you felt you could, because they was low-hanging fruit. They was weak and they was feeble, and you feel they can't do nothing about it. Where is the fucking line? When we gonna get back to the point where we are proud people, we can stop doing this shit. Let's stop preying on people that cannot protect themselves. Let's just stop preying on people, period. But let's at least have something where we say, man, I know I'm fucked up on these drugs, but I can't do that to them. And I understand that drugs is a very prevalent thing in our community. Shit, drugs is a prevalent thing in everybody's community at this particular point. But we gotta stop saying that we would rather kill, murder, maim, and rape our kind than to stand together. But when it comes to doing things or going outside your kind, you have absolute fear. Man, they'll throw your ass under the jail. You mess with them white people. You did that to an Asian. We got reverence for other cultures, but we don't have the same reverence for ourselves. Look at our music. All we do is talking about killing each other. We are the most insane culture in the world, where we jam and we dance and we pop it and we go to concerts and we got everybody in the whole crowd rapping about destruction. And I'm not sitting up here acting like I'm holier than thou, standing on the soapbox. I'm standing in my ivory tower looking down on it because, yes, I have jammed to it. I have watched people pop their ass to it. I watch go into the strip club, watch the women twerk to it, bust it open to it. I've done it all. I'm telling you, I've been there. And hey, look, enjoyed it, experiment with it. But it comes a point where you have to step back and look at this thing and say, man, this shit is poison, man. This shit is an influence in a whole culture, whole generation, where a lot of these kids gonna fall by the wayside, which is already falling by the wayside. Look at a lot of capital murder cases. You are seeing an increase in about 65% capital murder cases of kids under the fucking age of 18. We've got a lot of kids that are spending the rest of their life in prison before they even know what it feels like to be with a woman. Got a lot of kids spending the rest of their life in prison before they even know what it's like to walk down that aisle, with a cap and gown on. We got a lot of people that spending the rest of their life in prison before they even know what it's like to have a driver license. Shit, just a regular ID. We got people spending their time, kids spending their time in prison before they know what it's like to see their mama crying because they graduated high school, did a good job. Before they got anything that's significant in life, you are an inmate. Where is the fucking line, people? At what point, at what time are we going to say it's on us? At what point, at what time are we going to say we sick of this shit? We got to do better. At what point, at what time will we tell other people that we will no longer subscribe to the fuckery and the buffoonery? We will no longer make music about our women are hoes and bitches. We will no longer make music about shooting each other and killing each other. We will no longer subscribe to the fact that we are the animals that they fucking think we are. We got to get to the point where our community is so strong and so ready to jump to the forefront that they have no choice but to respect it. They have no choice but to see us for who we are. But the reason they don't respect us and nobody respect us because they feel that we don't respect our goddamn selves because we don't have a line. We don't have a line of standard. We don't have traditions. We don't have family values anymore. The household is in shambles because they feel that the family unit is in shambles. And sometimes there are mornings and there are days when I feel that they're right. When I feel that they're true. Some days you feel like you don't even want to be bothered with your own kind because the standard, the line that you set for your family and set for yourself and for other people judge you. People have something to say about how you run your household because your household is not loosey-goosey and all over the place. And they say you run your house strict. You run your house like a boot camp or like a prison. I'd rather to emulate a virtual fake prison that y'all say than have my kids in real goddamn prison. And all I want to know is we love to judge, we love to talk, we love to flex, and we love to do all that bullshit right there, right? But when it comes to making real solutions and understanding what really needs to happen in our communities and do that, all we care about is fucking money. Everybody swear they getting to the money. Everybody just want to travel and go on trips and see what it's like for other people to live over there. Oh man, it is so nice over there. But when you come back, you coming back to a shitty ass neighborhood that ain't nice. You coming back to a neighborhood where you got goddamn bars all around your house like you ready to go to war. You coming back to a neighborhood where you feel you got to be home by a certain time because too many niggas hanging out in the neighborhood. You coming home to a neighborhood where you feel that, you know, every hour on the hour you gotta look outside to make sure your car's still there. Soon as you hear some type of alarm go off, everybody in the neighborhood running to the front door, running to the window to make sure that that's not their car. You coming back to a neighborhood where every night when you hearing gunshots and stuff, you have become numb to it. You don't even move anymore because you just assume that's just whoever, whatever. Then when you found somebody got shot or somebody lying in the gutter, when you get up, when you go out your house and somebody lying in your alleyway, you know, you call the police or you find out that that's happening. It's becoming all normal to us because we have accepted this. The line is no longer there. Look how much bullshit happened on the news. Now you hear coming in right now. It's Channel 5 Action News. We are in downtown Midtown where there have been 3 killings down here. And you change the channel because you done got so used to the shit now. Tell me when you hear about a school shooting or a mass shooting now, tell me it moves the needle in your heart and in your life now. Tell me it does. Because I'm telling you, it doesn't. I found myself going, man, I'm so sick of hearing about this shit, and changed the channel. I just wish that we are making all this money inside the black community now. I'm talking about as far as our ball players, as far as our actors, and all of this. And we don't have not one true consortium that's trying to get together and make a fucking difference, a real difference. Getting together, buying whole towns, getting the difference, getting together and putting up community centers and trying to take back our kids. We gotta get back to youth. We gotta make it as you start talking about shooting people on records. We automatically don't listen to you anymore. Period, point blank. I don't care who it is. I don't give a damn what your name is, what your pedigree is. You start talking about shooting and killing people on records, we automatically don't listen. Period, point blank. And I'm going to end it by saying we gotta establish a line again, people. Because at this particular point right here, not only have we lost the line, we lost the standard, but we are at fear, at risk of losing a generation. And once you lose one generation, it's going to be doubly hard to try to reestablish. Because one thing we know, once certain cats get out of certain bags, it's hard to get them back in. Where the fuck is the line? All right, y'all, I'm going to leave it right there. This is your man, Mario. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for letting me rant. Thank you for letting me get some things off my chest. But I just truly wonder, where is the line and how can we get it all back? So thank you. Thank you. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit the bell and get the notification for whenever I drop the podcast and all of that stuff. You're on TikTok, please let other people know. Like I say, share. Please leave some comments. Let me know how y'all feeling about some of the shit I be saying. Let me know. Let's go back and forth. Give me something I can respond to. So, or let me know if you want to come on and talk. I'm down for it, y'all. Let me know if you want to come on here and have a conversation with me. All right. With that being said, your man Mario is out. All right.
Mario!